Please help me in welcoming Senator Diana DiZoglio.
Hi, everyone. My name is Diana DiZoglio, and I'm a state senator here from the Merrimack Valley. I was born to a 17-year-old single mom, and as a young teen parent, my mom worked hard to make ends meet. I graduated from local public schools and then Middlesex Community College right here in Lowell, thanks to our state's investments in families like mine. I then earned a seat at Wellesley College, where I was so grateful to attend, and I was able to attend there based on a financial scholarship. And sure, I worked hard, but these opportunities also existed in my life thanks to countless others who made it a priority to invest in the next generation, regardless of their financial status or their zip code. Those investments in my future inspired me to invest back into the futures of others through community service. As a domestic violence survivor myself, I decided to work in a young teen girls' home, counseling other young survivors of domestic violence and abuse. I volunteered at Girls Inc., helping to run their after-school programs, and I then worked at the United Teen Equality Center, promoting issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion amongst our young people here in the Merrimack Valley. I then took a job working as a legislative aide in the House of Representatives in the hopes of continuing that good work. But during my short time working on Beacon Hill, I was sexually harassed and subsequently dismissed from my position because of that harassment. And in order to collect a very basic standard severance package, upon my departure, it was required that I sign a taxpayer-funded non-disclosure agreement that prevented me from talking about the discrimination and the harassment that I had witnessed and experienced in our own House of Representatives. But I didn't let them get rid of me, and I didn't stay quiet, and I didn't leave state government like I was told to do. I instead decided to run for state representative myself, and a little over a year later, made my way back into that same chamber as the youngest woman serving in the House of Representatives at the time. And friends, when I got elected, I took that responsibility incredibly seriously, and I knew that it was incumbent upon me to use those experiences, to use what I had seen and learned in the House of Representatives, to fight and to advocate for others from our underserved communities who, like my family, or maybe like yours, have been ignored or dismissed or disenfranchised by a system that just isn't working for all families in Massachusetts the way that it could and the way that it should. I took on the Beacon Hill establishment and our Republican governor to end the use and abuse of those taxpayer-funded non-disclosure agreements. And that's a fight that I've continued alongside of my colleagues in the state Senate. Because if I know anything, it's that transparency matters. And if we as Democrats intend to make progress on environmental, racial, social, and economic justice, we need everyone to have a seat at the table, and not just a powerful few. That's why last year, when the governor diverted vaccines away from our local communities and our elderly, our disabled, our immunocompromised, and those without transportation suffered as a result, I stood up and I demanded equity and called for an audit and an investigation into the millions that he spent on no-bid contracts with his friends in the private sector instead of reinvesting those tax dollars in the millions back into our local communities where families could get equitable access. It's also why I've been a vocal advocate of digging deeper into the Holyoke Soldiers' Home tragedy that took the lives of so many based on failures of politically appointed mismanagement. I'm running for state auditor to continue my fight for transparency and accountability because those values matter to me, and I know they matter to you. I'll start by auditing the no-bid contracts given out during the pandemic, shine a light on the abuse of taxpayer-funded non-disclosure agreements across our state government, and continue to speak truth to power and hold the Beacon Hill establishment accountable. But I need your help to get there. So I hope you'll join my campaign for greater transparency and accountability on Beacon Hill by electing me as your next state auditor. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here with you today, And I do want to end by saying thank you to everyone who worked so hard to put this on today, to allow candidates to share with you our visions. I'm forever grateful for this opportunity today. Thank you, Mass Dems.